redstone.
You're asking me about what things are the most annoying when you don't have them.
Things like this. Things like this.
It's just a tedious thing when you're like, oh, I'm having fun building, and now I've got to go and find a bloody poppy. It's not hard to get. It's just tedious. Who knows where it is? It could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 15, 20.
Can I use a mystical red flower?
No.
What about mystical red petal?
I was going to say, sometimes you can use their petals or grind the petals down into the dust and use them, but I believe if you have a look at the rose red...
I have 64 poppies up here. I must have just gone and made rose red and then just with the EMC machine. Okay. Yeah. I'm bringing it back. I got some red wool.
Make sure you put a poppy into your, or at least a few poppies into your EMC machine box.
Good idea. I'm gonna go and get the stack.
Yeah, that's your first lesson in oh fuck.
A valuable lesson for all participants.
Yeah, always make sure you keep one. Well, I tend to keep more than one.
I'm gonna bring my jukebox down here.
You can have some tunes.
Let's have some tunes while we
In all that excitement, I completely forgot what I was making. I'm making parachutes. Okay, but I'm probably going to need string and something, aren't I?
I should have
string.
That.
Yeah, I would trust a parachute with string.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Sure, fun fact.
String, 3 canvas, load of string.
US Army parachutes have a higher failure rate than British Army parachutes. And it's not really a fun fact. It's just a thing. But the interesting thing is,
in fact, more Americans die from it. That's not fun.
Well, the interesting thing is when we train, because obviously we train with the Americans a lot, of course, because they train here. We have well, yeah. So for example, they have these exchange programs where we will send like an officer over, like let's say like the Royal Marines will send an officer over to the US Marines, and the US Marines will send an officer over to here, and they'll do like exchange like piloting programs. So like maybe you'll get a US Marine helicopter pilot, or maybe you'll get a Royal Marine commander for like a mission or something, or so part of the training. But when we go over there used to be the rule that we had to use their parachutes. We couldn't bring our own. And after we sort of like raised the protest, like, well, this is just the dumbest rule in the world because yours don't work. I just picked that up. What did I just pick up?
Little string, sticks, and parchment, probably. String, sticks, and canvas.
There you go. So we had to like make a protest and be like, well, hang on a minute. We're going to use our own parachutes because you guys like just don't seem to care that you have parachutes that have a high failure rate. Like, what is happening?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be a fan of that. I wouldn't be using them.
Just really weird stuff. Weird stuff from the Americans, which isn't, I suppose, unusual.
But there's more of them, so it doesn't matter if you die on the way down. Is that the thinking? We sent the English send in 50 and they all have to arrive. The Americans send in 100, and what? So what if 10 die on the way down? 90 made it there. We still got more than you.
Well, I suppose it's like Russia's attitude in Ukraine, isn't it? If there's more of us, then why does it matter?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense in a way. Well, it can make sense in a way when you just look at numbers. And you don't care about the fact that those numbers are actually people, then yeah, it makes sense, complete sense.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Another tank. They're not EMCable.
No. But you're never going to make any more. 4's probably all you're ever going to make. So, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter.
Right, I have 4 oxygen tanks.
Ooh, okay, quick. Pop one in the machine, see if it starts filling up.
And I'm playing some Stahl music.
Nothing like a bit of Stahl.
Which machine?
Top machine. I think you could just shift click it in, it'll jump in the right hole. There, it's filling up. Beautiful.
There you go.
There we are.
Well, that works for me. I've got 3 other tanks. Right, I'm going to make some masks.
I've done that.
Oh, okay.
I think you were making the oxygen gear next because you had the extra. You made 2 extra thingies, didn't you? 2 extra oxygen collectors or oxygen suckers or whatever they're called.
Can I have many of them?
You were going to make the oxygen gear, yeah, because you made 2 extra oxygen concentrators.
Ah, yes. So we need oxygen pipes.
Yeah, you need 10 more pipes.
Which I have 16 of them.
It's made of glass. You wouldn't imagine that would be the best thing to make. I mean, okay for the machines, which are static, but for a spacesuit that you're going to be running around with, well, I suppose fibre optic cables are made of glass or something.
Yes, but you don't. I mean, you don't fly around with them, do you? They stay in place. You make them and they stay in place.
But you can curl them up and coil them up, can't you?
I
suppose. It's not like it has to be a dead straight line all the way from England to America for the internet. It's like, whoop, Jesus Christ, we got this 2,000 mile long optical fibre and I just bent it slightly and the whole thing snapped. Fuck. Go make another one.
Go make another one. I think
now we've got 2 short ones.
The worst thing as well would be... no, we've got 2 short ones. The worst thing I think as well would be, like, can you imagine if that actually was your oxygen supply was via fibre optic? It'd be like trying to drink a McDonald's milkshake, which are as difficult as it is with a regular straw. But imagine trying to breathe. It's like one of those cartoons where they use a reed in like a shallow pond to breathe through the air. Like imagine that with like fibre optic.
I think it would feel like some sort of torture. I think it'd almost be like waterboarding. You'd be
suffocating,
constantly on the breath of dying.
Yeah,
but not because you're just getting enough to sort of keep you alive, but not enough to actually make your brain happy.
Oh my god!
I think it sounds absolutely terrifyingly awful.
I've thrown 2 oxygen tanks on the floor for you, by the way.
Okay, 1 tank is full, so I've taken it out. I've put in a new tank.
Is this the space tank?
This is our gear chest. So what goes in this chest is stuff that we want to take to the moon with us. So we're going to want a couple of buckets of fuel. We're going to want a launch pad.
Oh yeah, I need a fuel refiner. I didn't even think about it.
Fuel loader. We're going to want maybe a solar panel, another oxygen collector. The main thing we're going to see if we can find is a way that we can just teleport back home. So if we get up to the moon and go, oh shit, we can just go, it doesn't matter, I've got to teleport home.
Okay. Do I need a fuel bucket or a rocket fuel bucket?
The problem with all different versions of games, you can never remember which thing you're doing. Fuel. I think it's rocket fuel bucket.
In which case I need a fluid transposer.
No. Rocket fuel bucket is EnderIO. That will probably work anyway, but I bet it's harder to make.
Yeah. So
we'll get the Galacticraft fuel, which probably just requires oil going into a refinery.
Ah, refinery. That's the thing I need, a refinery. I need the refinery, the Galacticraft core refinery.
Oh God, what's that? It's got a different name.
Which is copper canisters, stone, compressed steel, and a furnace. Copper canister. Oh, okay.
Oh, Galacticraft core being the mod name.
I can make these. I can make these.
Like the right one.
I can make these. I need to. I'm running low on the old compressed steel. Do we have any more of that making?
Oh, steel? No, I put some iron in. Got 16 more iron there, and.
Well, that's how you make compressed steel, don't you? You compress the iron, and then you compress the iron with
some coal, I think.
Some coal, yeah.
There we go. You're looking in the top chest? Oh, can I put it in the bottom chest? There's more compressed stuff in the bottom. I put it in the bottom chest.
The steel?
Well, it's 28 compressed iron down on the bottom row.
I just pressed.
Now it's on the 4th row.
Ah,
next to the aluminium.
Thank you. There we go.
It is a handy idea to sort because you get sort of used to where things go.
Yeah.
So if you go, oh, okay, compressed aluminium and compressed steel, they're roughly in the middle. So every time you sort it, you don't have to check the ends. You only just check in the middle of everything. So it can be handy. But I don't get too used to it because we're going to make you a computer at some point.
Okay, cook stone. I'm looking forward to that, by the way.
My God, you're going to wet your pants. You're just going to have one box that you click on, and then you just type what you're looking for, and it just finds it for you instantly. It's going to save you so much time.
Am I going to jizz myself?
Probably, because it'll put in crafting recipes for you. It really is going to save you so much time.
God.
Because you still look up your crafting recipes and then put one item in and then forget. And then everything pops out the crafting table. And then you look up the recipe again and try to remember. Then you put 2 items in and forget. And then everything pops out the crafting table.
I feel personally attacked, if I'm honest.
You'll thank me when you start going, oh my God, I could just shift click a recipe in. And then the computer just searches for all the things I need and fills it in for me. And I just take the item out. You'll be like, oh, why didn't I do this before?
It's very rude, frankly.
And then if you want to, you can even add auto-crafters to your computer. And it'll just say, oh, you currently don't have one of these, but you have taught me how to make one. I'll make one for you. Don't worry.
Getting me all excited.
I haven't bothered making those.
Right, that's full of redstone. This one's full of charcoal. Ah!
Hey,
I have some enriched iron already, so I'm going to cook this enriched iron, and then I'm going to just compress the steel ingots. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'm going to fill up these tanks then. So we've got all our tanks full.
Wait, the enriched iron isn't cooking. Why is the enriched iron not cooking? Ah, you have to enrich it again, don't you? You have to make steel dust, that's why. That's why, Jack. Remember, Jack. Remember. Yeah, that's how you do it. You put the enriched iron back in, and it makes steel dust.
Steel. I think that is the easiest version for us.
What the hell was that? Jesus.
That was my me leaning back, but then stretching my microphone stand so it reaches me. And it's like,
Anyway,
yeah, it vibrates right through the whole microphone.
sounding like Vietnam.
Okay, Tinker's Construct Steel. I wonder which is easiest to make. Oh, well, actually, steel ingots from Tinker's Construct and from Railcraft are EMCable.
Right.
Steel ingot from Mekanism isn't.
Because it's a penis.
Yeah, but since there should be an ore dictionary, you should be able to use any... If a recipe says, I need steel, you should be able to use any of those steels to do the recipe. So I'm going to try and make a piece of Railcraft steel or Tinker's steel, and then we can just EMC all the steel we need, and then just directly compress that into plates.
That's not a terrible idea, is it?
I wonder how I make it. Molten steel.
What's the other thing you said? You said a refinery. What are the other 2 pieces of gear we need for the space suit? For the space stuff?
I think we're done for the space suit. Let me have a look.
Isn't there the 2 other items, though, in the 6-part window?
We have oxygen mask, frequency, parachute, oxygen gear, and we have 3 full oxygen tanks, and 1's filling up now. I think that's all the gear there is.
Oh, did you make the frequency?
Yeah, done that.
Cool. Right, in that case, then...
we don't have any thermals, but we don't need that for the moon.
Cool. Right, I'm going to make some more cable and plug in that refinery. I need to go and get some fuel, don't I, then?
We do need to find a bit of oil to make fuel. Well, let's check before you go off exploring. I'm sure it is just...
I believe some's in the route down, if I'm honest. Because if you remember, many moons ago, there was a room of string.
Yeah.
And,
There's oil. There's oil everywhere. Unless you want to find it, of course.
Yeah, just like the poppies.